Guys, I bought a ring light. Maybe you can see from the light, it's so much better, right? I hope that the quality of the video will improve like that, and I'm so happy about that. Anyway, Monday, my favorite day of the week, as you might already know if you watched my previous vlogs. This week we didn't have any model, and that's why I kept working on one of the paintings that I started last week. Do you remember my resolution for this week? To be braver with colors. And that's what I did actually. So this morning, as soon as I arrived to the academy, I started preparing my colors and I put down a nice thicker layer on my painting. And that was so liberating. What was I even scared about that? And I'm actually super happy with how today's result came out. You know, I'm not the quickest person on earth with painting. I mean, I'm still quite at the beginning of my journey, so that's fine. But it took me the whole morning and afternoon session today to glaze it all nicely. I mainly worked on the upper part of the body, so tomorrow I will still need to work on that painting if the paint is dry. Otherwise, I will need to wait another day or two before going back to work on it. But I will need to still adjust more things on the legs and on the arms maybe. And today another thing that I did was changing the head and the portrait of the model. I was also very scared to touch that, and that's why I haven't even looked at it in the past sessions. Why am I like this? Like, the result was so much better today compared to what I had before. So literally today needs to be the lesson on how I need to overcome fear, because everything that I do by overcoming it is just much better. So why am I so scared? Oh my god, that must be the corporate mindset that's still in my head, and it's telling me that I cannot do mistakes, so I need to be scared of my performance and so on. While painting is just so much freeing and liberating, and I'm loving this. That's why I'm loving this journey. It's teaching me so much every day. So if you still don't know when to cut out time for your art, even a couple of hours a week could help with it. Start from somewhere, and I know that the hard part is starting, but honestly, I advise you so much to do it. I think we all have to learn a lot from it. From the psychological point of view, to me, it's just mind-blowing. Okay, and back to us. Final thing about today, I was super happy because while I was about to go home, one of the new students came to me and she told me she was there because she watched my videos, and I was super happy about that. It gives me the motivation to keep doing these videos. I love knowing that I managed to convey my passion for art through these vlogs, so it's really motivating and nice for me knowing that. I'm really happy about that. And if you also want to support me, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel if you are not a subscriber already. So it's Tuesday, and today I didn't work on the same painting as I was working on yesterday, and that was because I wasn't sure it was fully dried. I didn't want to risk it, I didn't want to ruin it since I'm quite satisfied with how it's coming out. So I decided to work on the other painting, so the afternoon pose of last week. So today I started the morning with the best resolution. I started mixing colors and I started to put quite a thick colors in the painting, but I didn't calculate that the background was actually different, so that the colors I was putting were gonna interact in a different way than they were doing with the other paintings. So despite I mixed the same color, the effect was quite different and all the colors didn't match with each other. At the end, I found myself with some kind of different patches in the painting. I don't think it makes sense for now. I worked on it the whole morning, the whole afternoon, but despite that, I don't know, I need to fix colors mainly. And it's fine, it's another lesson learned. I have put my effort in it, but the other thing that really disturbed me was the fact that the drawing was wrong in terms of proportions, so I couldn't really orientate myself to where to put the shadows, where to put the lights, and so on. Some areas were too big, especially compared to the picture I was looking at. I guess it's too late to fix the drawing, but tomorrow or the day after I'm gonna do my best to fix the colors a little bit. So tomorrow we'll go on with the other painting. I'm a little bit scared of touching it because, as I said, I'm liking the result and I don't want to ruin it. So tomorrow I'm going to touch the head, which is still untouched, and hopefully the result is going to be okay. Let's see. Okay, so this morning I arrived at the academy quite tired. And that's because yesterday night I was quite sporty, which I normally am not. Oops. So today I was a little bit distracted. Maybe it's just an excuse I'm inventing, I don't know. But I was super productive, but I guess we all need moments like that, right? So today I was thinking about working on the face of my first painting. I started putting color on it, but I ended up retouching the face and all the facial features because I think it still needed some adjustment. It's still kind of at the grisaille stage, but it's fine. At least I adjusted it and maybe it's gonna come out nicely. I don't know if I'm gonna work on it tomorrow because I don't think it's gonna be dry, but I'm happy that I did it and I took my time to do it because probably I would have regret not doing it. Also today I put a new background to my painting and I also drew the platform on which the model is standing, so at least she's not floating anymore. And I would say that by ending that background and the platform, I think the colors are really popping up better, so I'm really happy to have put that kind of color. I cannot wait to see it finished. I'm actually super impatient. Also today after the academy I had a nice catch up with a friend with whom we went to get drinks together, and also we've been joined by other people of the academy. It was super nice. Actually recently we've had so many lunches together and we are bonding a lot. I'm really enjoying these moments together, and actually one thing I was thinking about the other day is that the bonds I'm creating at the academy are among the strongest I have created in the past few years. Bonding around such a strong passion makes us really close and understanding towards each other, and I find that super beautiful. Probably you can see it from my face. I look super tired, but I'm also very happy. It was a super positive day at the academy because I've actually finished the painting. Oh my god, I'm super happy. It's actually my first academic work that I properly finished from the beginning. So a long drawing, passing to the grisaille, and then a really nice result at the end. I mean, as I said before, finished is a relative concept because if I wanted to, I could work on it a little bit more, but I just decided I'm not gonna dedicate any more time to this because I think I've learned what I needed to learn from this. I will go on from next week, so I'm happy that I'm closing this week at the academy with this painting. Today in fact I worked on the head mainly, where I put some color on, and in fact this morning I started putting some color on, but it still looked a little bit like grisaille. I was gonna wait until next week to put some more color on with glazing, but my teacher was like, okay, maybe you're too shy again to put more color on right now, but you could. So that's exactly what I did, and it helped a lot because I managed to finish the painting, so I think I didn't have to necessarily wait. I'm really happy to have done that. I also adjusted the foot, which at the beginning was a disaster, but I managed to do a little bit of that. I also put some color glazing on the body, and yeah, it's my first completed painting from the beginning till the end, so I'm really happy. I was gonna work on the second one in the afternoon, and when I looked at it, I was like, no way I'm going on with this. So I really want to give up, but Giotto doesn't want me to give it up. But don't tell him. I don't think I'm gonna go on with this. I think I'm just gonna abandon it. The drawing is not a kind of drawing I like underneath. I think I made too many mistakes and it's gonna be hard to solve them right now. So I think I'm fine. I think I'm gonna go on. I really want to draw since this week I haven't really drawn. Yeah, I think that's the end that the other painting is gonna have. I don't think I ever managed to pass the ugly stage of that painting, and I'm not motivated enough to pass it. If the drawing underneath was really good and so on, I would have probably tried, but I'm seeing too many mistakes. It's bothering me a lot. I would just want to restart it, which I'm not gonna do because I want to focus on other things, so I'm gonna move on from this. Also today after the academy with the girls, we went to a beautiful exhibition at Palazzo Reale here in Milan, because there was the exhibition of Leonora Carrington, who is amazing. I didn't know her, but we stayed there I think 3 hours. I completely lost the track of time. I thought that when we went out was about 7 p.m. It was actually 8:30. We were there looking at the paintings, nerding about them. I was so excited. I got out so inspired. I'm so inspired right now. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed going there with my friends. I'm looking forward to do you more. And also talking about exhibitions, it's actually not the super last day at the Academy because we are going to a museum tomorrow. I'm not super excited about the exhibition we're going to see, but it's a museum that has an Etruscan collection. It's like very ancient type of art, which I'm not sure I'm super interested in, but I'm still gonna go because I think I might have interesting things to learn. We'll see how it goes. If I get too bored, I think I will just leave. The good thing is that we also explore different types of art, different types of period as well, and that could be super useful for everybody. So today it's Friday, and this morning I was actually debating with myself whether to go to the museum visit at Fondazione Rovati or whether to just stay home. And at the end I decided to go. I'm glad that I did because it turned actually a very interesting visit. I didn't think I was interested into Etruscan art, but I think our guide really made it engaging and super interesting to learn about it. Because at the end it wasn't only about the history of that kind of culture and population, but it was also about analyzing the way they used art. Because it was both really present within their daily lives, but at the same time it was super curious to see how they were definitely able to do some realistic art, but they chose not to because they wanted to express themselves in different ways. Also, in the final part of the exhibition there was a part dedicated to contemporary artists who drew inspiration from this kind of population, and actually with their work they managed to create a bridge between their age and our age. It was really interesting to see how they managed to translate this legacy into modern works. So I guess that by now you understood that it was an interesting visit. And now final thoughts on this week. It was a truly magical week. I really loved it. So first of all, I finished my first real academic work so far, and in fact I managed to dedicate a lot of time to a single work. It was actually 3 weeks. I really needed it because at the end this is the minimum amount of time that it would take you to do your own work. You know, learning different steps you need to go through, learning how it works, learning the patience and perseverance to go back to the same work of art every day. It's something that was really useful, and I didn't have the chance to do it at the Academy yet. And I'm actually happy with the result. When I look at it right now, I still see things that I could improve, and I think that next week I will adjust the background a little bit. But apart from that, I won't touch the body of the figure. On the contrary, learning about the patience and the perseverance didn't make me change my mind about giving up on the second work I was painting this week, and that's because it's a work I wasn't convinced about since the beginning, and I don't think it's worth going on. It doesn't motivate me, and I think I could find a better use of my time next week at the Academy. Maybe I will draw next week, and in fact this week I haven't really drawn because I dedicated the whole week to paint, or maybe I will do a master copy, which I still haven't really done. It's something that I'm looking forward to do, so let's see. Every week at the Academy is always full of surprises, so even though I try to forecast what's gonna happen, I never manage to. That makes me really excited for the new week that's gonna come, and I really wish you a week full of surprises. If you like the video, don't forget to leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!